say something? Chief Red, you want to say something? So we'll make some brief introductory comments, then we'll just take questions, okay? Ehren Jarrett, Superintendent of the Rockford Public Schools, and we are here on a very somber occasion. This is not okay to have violence in our community involving guns and youth, and it's certainly not okay in our parking lot here at Auburn High School. And I stand beside our mayor and our chief of police, and we are committed to working with our community to ensure that an event like this does not happen again. We are deeply committed to adding additional security in the short term. We are committed to doing what it takes to partner with people in our community to get to some of the root causes of some of these issues. These young men should not have guns or access to guns. They should not be in a situation where an act like this can occur. And we are deeply committed to partnering not only with the police department, but also with all of the interventions that are needed in our family and community to ensure that we get to some of the root problems that are occurring here. But in the immediate future right now, we've got to do everything we can to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And so you're going to see a very serious and vigilant presence of safety and security protocols here at Auburn High School to make sure the short-term issues are addressed while we can continue to partner to deal with the long-term. But this is not okay in our community, and it is not okay in our public schools.
I would just add just a couple of things. One, absolutely, this violence isn't acceptable. The rate of violence right now in our community is not acceptable if it's in our streets, if it's in our homes, or if it's on school campuses. I can tell you, not just speaking as a father, but as a as a father who has children who go to Rockford Public Schools, we have amazing schools. We have amazing principals, amazing assistant principals, amazing staff and security at these schools. I'm proud of the school district that we have in our community. But it's going to take all of us as a community coming together and resolving that 2022, we're not going to tolerate violence in our community. These kids shouldn't be having guns. Our police in our schools, our kids shouldn't be going into schools and having to worry, or into streets or anywhere in our community, worrying about their safety and not their studies. We need to create that environment. That's on me, that's on the superintendent, the chief, but it's also on our entire community. And I am very proud and very optimistic about the partnerships that have been developed and will be being developed, not just with large entities like the city and the school district, but with community organizations and individuals out in our community who have the credibility of the streets to really intervene and stop the crime that's taking place in our city. But again, this isn't acceptable, but as someone who has children who go to Rockford Public Schools, I am even today and every day, a proud parent of a child who goes to Rockford Public Schools. And to any parents who are watching, I certainly feel the concern, the frustration, the fear even that you may have. But understand, this incident, by and large, the incidents that are taking place are targeted incidents. I feel safe sending my child to Rockford Public Schools. I feel excited about the education that they're getting and about the love and care that they're getting from the amazing staff at Rockford Public Schools.
Just to reiterate what's been stated already, the level of violence that takes place in this community is completely unacceptable. Excuse me. Let alone to have it take place on a school grounds. Completely unacceptable. I tell you, my men and women on the department are 110% committed to ensuring the safety for everyone. They work tirelessly day and night to make sure the community is safe. We have officers assigned to our schools. And just the level of violence that we saw today, they will work throughout the night to work on solving this case. The mayor stated that this is a community issue. It is. You all know who the kids are that are involved with the guns, who have access to guns. They're your kids, they're your neighbors, they're your grandkids, they're your nieces, they're your nephews. Stop sitting on your bottoms and doing nothing about it. It's not okay. It's not okay. And then my phone will ring because I'll get the call, well, you know, they charged Lil Johnny with attempted murder or whatever it might be. Intervene, get involved. In this city, we grew up, it took a village to raise a child. We were dealing with so many single parent homes. You don't have two parents there anymore to make sure that the kids are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Wrap your arms around these young people and ensure that they're going down the right path. If you're looking for mentors, you're not sure who to send them to, give me a call. Call my office. We will work with you to help get them on the right path. I spoke earlier in regards to the community relationships that we have with some of our partners and working with the school district to ensure the safety for the kids. We're committed. We're here. We're not going anywhere. So at this point, I'm calling out. This is the public cry for help. Step up and get involved. There's more than enough work that goes around. I know that right now, and it's not going to be left on 2 or 3 organizations. We need everybody to get involved to help deal with the issues that we're facing. Thank you.
Can you get a recap as to what happened today?
So approximately at a little after 1 o'clock this afternoon, we received a call in regards to an individual that was shot out in the parking lot at Auburn High School. Officers responded. We located 2 individuals inside a vehicle that had been shot. One had serious injuries. The other one was described as non-life-threatening injuries. My officers, they did a phenomenal job in following up in regards to the possible suspect vehicle that was involved. Located a vehicle matching that description, at which point 3 individuals fled from that vehicle. And the officers did locate all 3 individuals and took them into custody. So right now we have 3 persons of interest that we are in the process of interviewing.
Are all the people involved Auburn High School students?
I don't know that right offhand. So.
Any weapons recovered?
We did recover 2 handguns. I will add to that, Chris, we're working on finalizing our numbers for 2021, but as of the beginning of December, we were up 66% in gun recoveries. So our 2021 through November compared to 2022, the increase was 66%. And once again, you know, like I said, fine men and women on the police department that work tirelessly to ensure that this community is safe.
Will health professionals be on hand tomorrow for staff and students that may want to utilize those resources?
Absolutely. I'm just so proud to stand here with our mayor and our chief of police, and they've been an incredible resource during a very challenging day today. I want to thank them for not only for what they're doing today, but what they do every day. And in terms of being there for our faculty, staff, and students and what they need to go through a very traumatic event, we're going to have 8 social workers additional to what we normally have, as well as our full trauma response team that will be available. We really do believe that our school will be safe. We will have additional security protocols in place, additional security staff, and we also think it's going to be an important place to be for healing to begin for families. So we really want to encourage our faculty, staff, and students to all be part of healing from what is a very traumatic event, but we are fully committed to their safety.
Dr. Jarrett, I know some parents were kind of frustrated with the way the information was coming out here and different things from their students and stuff. Can you talk about, you know, maybe some of the challenges and kind of what the district normally does in something like when something like this happens?
We certainly understand the frustration. What we have to do in situations like this is ensure that we have a lockdown protocol in place, and we maximized safety by making sure our students were first in a hard and then later in a soft lockdown. And that may lead to some detailed information coming from students who hear things. That is very difficult to prevent. But what we did ensure is that our students were safe and that they were in a classroom with adults and that we had a really strong police and security presence to ensure that all of our students are safe. Information, unfortunately, was something that had to be beyond sharing that we're in a lockdown and an open investigation. We had to be really cautious about how much we could share in the short term.
How many times has Auburn High School had a lockdown this school year?
Now, I don't know that number off the top of my head, but the way lockdowns work are anytime something is happening in the community near a school can cause a lockdown. So a lockdown does not necessarily have to be because something bad is happening at Auburn. Now, unfortunately, today's lockdown was caused because of an event that occurred at right here at our school, and we find that unacceptable, and we were really thankful to have a very swift response by our law enforcement officials and our security support. But at the end of the day, lockdowns are about making sure students are safe. And that safety can be external or it can be related to other factors. But in this case, we immediately went into lockdown to ensure all of our students were safe.
A few weeks ago, too, there was that nationwide social media threat going around to schools across the nation. Is that something that you're seeing is still connected to the culture here with the students, that there's just too much violence starting on social media, coming to schools? Is there a connection between those things with this instance that happened today?
Chief Ray?
I feel 100% safe in saying that what transpired today had nothing to do with, you know, the TikTok and whatever it was that was going on social media. We dealt with our fair share of investigating those things that came across. They came into our purview, and we dealt with those accordingly. So I do not believe at all that's what this was today.
Do you know what led to the shooting?
My guys are investigating it right now, Chris.
Any other questions?
Think we're good? Thank you.
Thank you.